I've been in the motorsport industry for 20, 30 years, had plenty of scrapes, but never have I had such a serious accident as I had in July of this year in Townsville.
Tiny Quinn, he's had a monumental crash around the back, turn 10.
I went from 147 kilometers an hour to 0 in an instant. It caused massive injuries to my left-hand side. Basically, my left-hand side was all purple. There was 2 pages of injury in the report: broken ribs, vertebrae, broken leg, broken ankle, broken foot. I've spent months in rehabilitation. I'm still walking on a crutch. The principal reason for most of the injuries was that my belts were not tight enough. And for years I've jumped into cars, single-seaters, saloons, and I've tightened my belts to the point where I think it's tight enough, but rest assured, tight enough is not tight enough. And Greg Murphy is about to go over the technical side of it. But let me just tell you, you don't want to do what I did.
Ensuring that the seat fits you and you are nice and comfy and tight and secure in the seat is critical. You don't want to be moving around in a race seat. The belts do a certain job, but the seat is there to complement that as well. And also, sometimes a seat insert is necessary. The foam that is supplied with a race seat is a one-fits-all kind of situation. So you might need to do something or make a seat insert to ensure that you are snug and as supportive as you possibly can be inside that seat. So be aware of that. So as you get your seat sorted, you need to keep adjusting those belts to make sure they complement where you are sitting in the seat. First and foremost, the crutch belt, okay? Which in this case, it's joined together. It's a 6-point harness. Effectively, these 2 down here are joined together at the buckle, right? Making sure that those are clicked in, and then my lap belts are very tight. So they will not slide up any further than that. So they're almost to a point where they are uncomfortable. And unfortunately lately I've noticed and seen a lot of people not having the lap belts tight enough. I cannot get a finger down the inside between my body and these belts. They are tight, holding me in position, stopping me from moving forward. Obviously then can be a little bit tricky with that thing so tight, getting your shoulder straps in over the top of my hands device, tighten them down, and I am in the seat, stuck in the seat, right? Cannot get anything down there. Those are holding me from moving forward, as is my crutch strap if I happen to slide down, but I cannot move, right? Downwards or upwards. Now just to finish off, you've got your helmet on, you're about to drive out, you think that you're nice and tight, give it one last pull down on these belts, because I can guarantee you, when you think you're tight, after a lap or so, you will feel that there's a little bit of movement, and you do not want that. Now, arguably, the seat in a single-seater or an open-top kind of sports car is more important to get right than it is in, say, a touring car. Making sure that you are comfortable in one of these cars, because remember, they don't come with a seat like in a touring car. Most of the time, I would suggest making a 2-pot foam kind of seat designed specifically for your body to hold you in place. Remember, wings and slicks generate a lot more corner speed, a lot more G-force, so the body is being moved around a lot more. And you don't want to be having to hold yourself up with your arms against the side of the tub or your legs against the bulkhead here, which is very uncomfortable. So building a seat to fit you and hold you in place so that you are supported really well is critical in the first instance. Now obviously the driving position in a single seater like this FT50 is very different, a lot more laid down, clearly. So these 2 straps here, these crotch straps, become critically important in holding the driver in place from sliding forward. Now we've got to have obviously the lap ones done nice and tight. This needs to be as tight as it possibly can be done. And then focus on getting these positioned, and it's uncomfortable. At the end of the day, driving one of these cars is generally a little bit uncomfortable. But making sure that these belts are as tight as they can be, so when you put your belt over the top and plug these in, they are as tight as they can possibly be. Now you need someone to help you with this. It's near on impossible to get this done by yourself. So without a doubt, having the belts adjusted correctly, getting into one of these cars and getting belted in is a two-man job. So take the time, adjust the belt, make sure you are snug in this car in a very supportive seat before you go out on the track.